Greetings from the beach hut. I'm here to do my debrief on my shadow of the week. My shadow of the week was Raving Beauty's Pale Apricot, and I've got it right there in my hand. It is more of a shimmer or a texture on me than it is a color. It is a pale apricot that kind of blends in with my skin. I was also using the Nude'Tude palette, challenging myself to a week of nudes, and challenging myself to use some peach blushes that were in my collection and that I hadn't been showing enough love. So those were the three things that I was working on this week. Let me go ahead and start with my brows. Cocoa Plum is an eyeshadow. It is not a brow product. However, I find it has worked remarkably well. I could go even darker than I have on now, but this is about where I want them. I am going to add just a bit of this Truth in Aging Vitality Complex. This is supposed to be helping the brows grow, and I find it also, since it's a bit of a gel, it keeps I have one kind of wild eyebrow here right here, and it keeps it in place. And sometimes I put that on before, sometimes I put it on after. Seems to make no difference. I'm going to curl my lashes because sooner or later I'm going to do it. I'll just do it now. I'm going to go ahead and give my lips a little bit more definition with this Thistle lip liner. All I'm trying to do right now is bring some features out, and then I'll start working on the look for the day. Going to put on Tarte's Eraser to help with the dark circles. This will not cover entirely. I use it more as a treatment. And one more thing I'm going to do, just so I can find my features, I'm so pale I just kind of fade into the woodwork, is I'm going to tight line on the top and a little on the bottom, keeping it just in the center. This is the Tarte Emphasize in Black. It's the product I always use. Now that I have some features present, I feel like I can get started. Let me start by contouring. For contour this week, I used Bare Essentials Warmth mixed with Bare Minerals Fair Foundation, and I already have it mixed in the little Minerals Mate, which I don't like. The Minerals Mate was this mixing kind of thing. I find I waste a lot of product with it. I'm better off with my little paper plate method. I could see how this would work really well for a makeup artist because you could mix it in advance for a client and bring it, but I'm just doing my own face and I change up a lot, and so this isn't working particularly well for me. And if the lids come off, which they do fairly easily, blammo, disaster. I contour the way I usually do, up in the widow's peak first, making the V on the forehead because I have a rather broad forehead, working the hollows of my cheek, working this jowly area here. And it's a very light contour, nothing too dramatic. I was playing this week and I have some looks to drop in for you, as I always do. The look I liked this week the best was one where I just did kind of an inverted contour with the dark shade on the bottom and the lighter shade in the V, and so that's what I'm going to do. Didn't seem to really matter which of the darker shades in the Nude'Tude palette I went for. For this look for me, any of these 6 shades really worked. So these I considered the lighter shades, these the darker. I think for today I will try Silly. The brush they put in with it, I don't mind using angled side and did use that quite a bit, no problem, but this is like a wire brush. It is so stiff and it kind of almost hurts. I'm going to keep it a little lighter on the inside, a little bit more of the drama on the outside. Same brush, I'm going to go into the Pale Apricot. Just working that into the crease area. For highlighter, I have this fusion of color yellow corrector, and I have mixed it in with Bare Essentials Fair. And time to blend. For blush, since my shadow of the week is Pale Apricot, I'm going to go ahead and just use the Pale Apricot as a blush and show you what that looked like. I will add a little bit more of that in a bit, but I want to go ahead and finish my concealing and finish my eyes, and that'll kind of tell me where to take that cheek. I will also do my lips, and then once everything's kind of done, I'll go back to that cheek area. I am still using the Laura Geller Real Deal Concealer. This is just in my kind of Project Concealer Pan. It does have parabens, that's what that yellow X means, so I'm going to finish using this, pitch it, not buy it again. It's a concealer that's working really well for me in the summer. It didn't work for the winter, very dry. I like to use this little Philosophy Half Moon brush because it goes here and it goes like this, so it gets a nice kind of V shape on my concealer. I have that fusion of color yellow corrector that I've mixed with Bare Essentials Fair, and I'm going to work on covering those age spots. The Real Deal Concealer covers really well, but those puppies are very resistant. And I will add this to both sides so that I have even color. For eyeliner, I'm tempted to use that 100% pure double-ended shadow stick and just use the darker end, the chocolate end. But since I am working with the Nude'Tude palette, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the shades in this palette. And I think I will go ahead and use this color, Sleek. And I went ahead and left the opening of the eyes without liner. For lips, I'm going to go with this Bare Minerals color, Red Zin, and then I am going to put the Pale Apricot over it to tie into the cheeks and the eyes. Time for Pale Apricot. The Bare Minerals lipstick is moist enough to take that pigment, but if I wanted to, I could add some gloss to it. I think I'll leave it because I want some staying power. And finally, I will take my 100% pure mascara in the color Black Tea and finish this off. Done playing for the week. That is my look with Raving Beauty's Pale Apricot. It has been challenging for me to do a week of neutrals, and I am so looking forward to busting into some colors. Someday I'm going to have to really figure out how to play with neutrals. I do feel like I got the Nude'Tude palette down. I played with each of those shades and kind of know now what they can do. So I think I'll turn to it a little bit more often. Thank you so much for watching. Make it a great day and make it a good week. Bye.